After more than 2 years of the war, the hostages have finally come home, Palestinian prisoners have been freed, and Gaza begins to confront the ruins left behind by 2 years of the Israeli bombardment. In President Donald Trump's words, the war is over. But is it really? The violence may have stopped in Gaza, but the true test of Donald Trump's ceasefire plan has just started. Standing alongside Trump in the Israeli parliament, Benjamin Netanyahu said Israel is committed to peace, but Israel's reckoning as far as Gaza is concerned has also only just begun.
Distinct honor to invite the President of the United States of America, His Excellency Donald J. Trump, to address the Knesset.
When Trump entered the Israeli parliament, he received a standing ovation. He has become the 4th U.S. president ever to address the Israeli parliament. And at the podium, Donald Trump declared a historic dawn in West Asia, calling the ceasefire the end of Israel's war on Gaza and the age of terror and death.
Of the United States of America, His Excellency Donald J. Trump, to address the Knesset.
It's the start of a grand concord and lasting harmony for Israel and all the nations of what will soon be a truly magnificent region. I believe that so strongly. This is the historic dawn of a new Middle East.
In fact, he paid tributes to Netanyahu, calling him his partner, admitting, quote unquote, he is not the easiest guy to deal with. But in his words, that's what makes him great, quote unquote. In fact, the U.S. president also thanked nations across the Arab and Muslim world that helped pressure Hamas into the deal. And before him, Netanyahu addressed the Israeli parliamentarians and hailed Israel's amazing victories, quote unquote, against Hamas, Hezbollah, the Assad regime in Syria and Iran. In fact, he called Trump the greatest friend Israel has ever had in the White House and reaffirmed Israel's commitment to the ceasefire that enabled the hostage release. Listen to this.
Mr. President, you are committed to this peace. I am committed to this peace. And together, Mr. President, we will achieve this peace.
And on the ground, joy and relief swept across Israel. After more than 2 years in captivity, tens of thousands gathered there to welcome home the last Israeli hostages from Gaza. Families erupted in tears, cheering, as the hostages were handed over to the Israeli military transported by the Red Cross from Gaza.
Today. It's so exciting and overwhelming that it's finally happening, that what we've been fighting for over 2 years, finally our hostages are coming home. But at the same time, we're not going to stop and we'll continue coming here until the last hostage.
Meanwhile, in the West Bank, buses carrying Palestinian prisoners arrived in Ramallah as part of the first stage of the ceasefire deal, which freed roughly 1,700 detainees from Gaza and 250 from Israeli prisons. In fact, for Gazans, the relief has been tempered by devastation. 2 years of the war left several parts in ruins, tens of thousands dead, a health system on the brink of collapse. Gazans say that the bombing may have stopped, but there is nothing to be happy about. At least 67,869 Palestinians have been killed in the 2 years of the war, with over 170,000 injured since October 7, 2023. And according to the Gaza Health Ministry, these are the numbers by the ministry. In fact, many victims remain under the rubble of damaged buildings, unreachable by rescue teams.
More than 90% of Khan Yunis is destroyed. The destruction this time is even more than the previous times. The destruction surpasses the capacities of any country, not only a municipality or a government like Gaza. It needs a lot of support and many rebuilding companies.
We call upon them once again to find a solution for the reconstruction. The war of Israel on Gaza is over now. Today we are going into another war, which is surviving. The struggle to survive is what many of us will go through here in Gaza. Everyone is trying to find a house and supply the needs of their families and children. We are also going into winter, and that's the biggest problem.
The ceasefire agreement resolves the immediate crisis, but the bigger questions remain. Who will govern Gaza? US President Donald Trump says Gaza will be demilitarized immediately, with Hamas requiring to disarm and Israeli forces pulling back as part of the 20-point plan. But will Hamas disarm? Will stable peace be possible without a Palestinian state is among the big questions being asked. The Trump plan proposes a temporary administration of Gaza, remember, by Palestinians and international experts, overseen by a board chaired by the US president. But Netanyahu has effectively ruled out any role for the Palestinian Authority, and Hamas rejects foreign guardianship, quote unquote. So the negotiations now face the hardest part, translating a ceasefire into lasting peace. And the underlying issues of the governance, the security, recognition remain unsettled. Israel's rightward political shift and the trauma of October 7 have hardened positions on both sides. While the hostages are home, prisoners have been freed. The long road to reconciliation, reconstruction, and real peace in Gaza has only just started.